Well, hello and welcome to the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. Right over there. He is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
What's up, party people? It's the Glasses Convention.
Yes. Francis has joined the sight impaired group. And one thing that I won't send to him with his new glasses, so he can try and figure out, is a Wordle.
Oh no, God.
Francis,
Oh,
what the fuck? What is going on?
You know what's funny is a lot of people didn't know what Wordle was. I didn't either until somebody finally explained to me what. Because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not downloading the damn game. I just refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse. But it's a game. It's a word game. I guess it's the new Words with Friends, where you have attempts to try to figure out what a word is, and people everywhere on Twitter, for some reason, are posting their results on how many times it takes them. You have 6 chances, and how many times it takes them to figure out what the word is for that day. I guess you get a word a day. Which, I don't know if that sounds fun. Does that sound fun to you? Like trying to figure out what a word is?
No.
No, I don't.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. I'm not particularly excited, but hello, Ginger. Hi.
So you're noticing that Savannah is not here with us tonight. She is hanging out.
What?
She's on a vacation. Well, I know. Where the hell has she been for the last 45 minutes? She's on a PTO for this week. So it's just Francis and I. So you're going to have to deal with just the two of us. It's like old school.
Playing with the boys.
Playing with the boys. It's an old school edition of the POI podcast.
Welcome to Conventional Wisdom.
Yes. Welcome to Staying Off Topic.
Welcome to Staying Off Topic, which I've never been on.
Welcome to Back When We Were Interesting.
What show did you do after Staying Off Topic? What was the show directly after that? Or was it... You did something in between.
Yeah, it was short. Shows. I think it was kind of short-lived.
It was a little short-lived, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Hybrid interests.
Hybrid
interests. That's right.
The one. I was like, I knew you did something. I remember there being a show. Yeah, hybrid interests.
Yeah. All this is just a continuation of all of that, really. I mean, if we're keeping score on actual episodes, I would have to, going back to 2009, I'd have to be easily in the 300 or 400s with all of these different shows.
Oh, we're almost at 200 on this one, aren't we?
Yeah, 136. So we're moving along. And as far as like consecutive episodes, I've never. You and I have reached 100, but I have never run a show that reached 100 consecutively.
Yeah, back when We're Interesting hit 100. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our show, but you were the truck driver on that one.
Yeah, my longest running was Geekla Radio at 200 and something. 200 something, yeah.
Good old.
Never went past that.
Yeah, there was some synergy there. Yeah, I was gonna say, well, you had the synergy there with the, GLR, and we could have pushed it.
Yeah, POI is still a good.
Oh yeah, well,
of a show.
Well, totally. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we're keeping score, it's just continuations of other shows. Especially when it's just, when it's you and me, we tend to. It doesn't matter what the title of the show is. It's still you and me. So.
Yeah.
It's
nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. Podcasting partner for life. So I kind of informed you right before we hit start of the James Webb Telescope. Not that you were totally ignorant of it, but you were not aware that it had reached its destination, ready to take pictures of the far-off land of space. But it happened. It reached its L2 destination. It's in a steady, stable position somewhere in space. And I'm excited to see what the picture is going to look like, because the Hubble pictures have always been pretty cool, but new technology.
It's 930,000 miles or 1.5 million kilometers from Earth, and it is a steady orbit at the L2. It is apparently a bunch of science happened. I don't know, but I don't. It's like modern tech.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't claim to have any kind of understanding of it, but it's space stuff, and I love space stuff.
Yeah, we like astronomy. I called it astrology last time. Astronomy, a background here, but yeah, it's.
I mean, I play Kerbal Space Program.
You what?
I play Kerbal Space Program. I have a pretty good understanding of space.
You did. How far'd you go, by the way? How far'd you ever make it in Kerbal? Because it used to be your thing. That used to be like your obsession for a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a tech tree in the game. I was able to unlock the tech tree, and have enough points, kind of banked up. So when the last update went out, I had enough points banked up that I didn't have to do much to unlock the last tier. So that was cool. I still play it on occasion. It's just it's something you have to dedicate an entire afternoon or evening to, because I play that game without mods. There's a mod I could get that could speed up the gameplay, but I struggle with the speed that it runs at. So I don't know if I need to speed anything up. No, but no, it's I love that game. We've talked about several times on here how I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a little kid until the Challenger blew up, and it's a lot more fun building rockets and sending them off, and they explode and you just kill some little animated Kerbal things. It's like, oh, okay, well, whatever, they'll be alive in 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, here's the thing. Kerbal and space, anytime I think of like that type of stuff, it just brings me back to Denver Comic-Con, because we met that one guy there. We met that one Kerbal dude there.
Yeah,
that was his thing.
What was his name? Das Valdez.
Das Valdez, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's still.
We got him as a guest. We should have got him as a guest.
We should have. We probably could still, maybe. I don't know. He might be too big now. But yeah, that guy was. He was obsessed with Kerbal, and since I've actually watched a couple of his things. I think he got pretty involved with a lot of the SpaceX stuff.
Well, I was gonna say, wasn't he a part of NASA or something? Like, didn't he work for like a space program? I thought he did.
I don't remember. He was.
It wasn't just the game.
No, he wasn't just a gamer by any means. All I know is that when I started talking to him, I was like, "This guy is way too smart. Like, I am not qualified to talk to this guy." He's gonna say
some of it.
Go ahead.
No, I watched some of his when he was on Twitch. I've seen some of his stuff, and yeah, the dude is just so smart. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I thought he was a part of a space program because the way he talked about it was like, oh yeah, he knows this stuff. Like, he knows aerodynamics, he knows jet propulsion, he knows all that stuff.
He very well may have gone to school for all of that. But I do recall him. There was something that he was working with, some sort of aerodynamics or space dynamics or fluid dynamics or something. I don't know. Something dynamic was happening. That I can.
I think. Well, look, at the time, I think you were more in tune with the people who were picking locks. At the time, I remember you being very fascinated with the lock picking segment. Like, they had a whole section of lock pickers.
Well, yeah, that year was kind of odd with some of the other things that they had going on at that show. But yeah, there was a room it was like half arcade, and odds and ends that didn't fit anywhere else in the Comic-Con. And there was just a table of a guy just with different picks and locks, and he's like, check this out, I can pick this lock. Like, yeah.
And he had little kids picking locks. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
cool.
I have a lock picking set right over here next to my feet, actually. You shake your head, but you know, there's a few things in life that, you know, give you some pure excitement and enjoyment. And picking a lock for the first time, it's kind of like sex.
I'll take your word for it on that one. I have no interest in picking a lock. I don't care
dude,
about picking locks, but maybe I need to.
Once I learned how to pick locks and protect kayfabe, Josh, the last place that I was working for, they started installing a certain kind of lock on the premises. And I said, you really shouldn't put that type of lock on this premises. That is one of the easiest picks or locks to pick. And they went, if you can pick it, we'll change it. And I said, game on, motherfuckers. And I brought my pick set in the next day, and I picked every single one of them in about 3 seconds. And they were just like, yeah, okay, we'll get different locks. How'd you learn to do that? I was like, I just learned how to do it a week ago, which was no shit. It was about a week's time. And they're like, you learned how to pick locks last week, and you can pick these. I was like, yeah, these locks suck.
Pick a lock, you pick your nose.
Well, that's why I'm so good at picking locks, Francis, is because I was able to get those fucking booger boulders out, you know, without, you know, moving out ones that weren't, you know, cooked yet. You get the ones that are well done, you get those out, and the ones that are still raw, you don't want to mess with those.
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck I just said.
I don't know, but it was great. I liked it either way.
Yeah, so I don't know. That all came from Wordle. I don't know what the fuck, why it is.
That didn't come from Wordle. That came from space. That was
no. I'm just saying, like, we started with Wordle. I just want to make sure I cross that off the list of something we talked about, because I don't know what the fuck it is and why it's so fucking hot right now. It's crazy.
It's the Flappy Birds of word games right now.
Sure. I never played that game either.
Did you ever hear about this? The weird thing about Flappy Bird?
I remember it got taken off one of the Play stores or whatever because reasons.
So it was one dude who created this game called Flappy Bird. He put it out there. It got super popular, and it freaked him out. It's like He's like, I made too much money. Like, I'm making too much money. I had to get it off the store because it was freaking me out on how much money people are paying for this game, because it was a 99-cent game. He's like, took it off the store because he made too much money. That was his issue, was he was making too much money, and he never brought it back. So you could only find imitations of that game.
Yeah, I was gonna say imitations and clones and whatnot. Yeah.
But what a weird reason to be like, I can't handle the fame. I can't handle the money. It's too much. I have to get rid of it.
I mean, Francis, I mean, if doesn't matter what was going on. Let's say you found some Flappy Bird moneymaker. How much money going into your commercial bank account that you would probably have to start if you're making an app that you're making people pay for? How much money going into that? How much money going into that account every day is too much fucking money?
I don't know, but he made like $300,000 like the first week it came out. So,
I mean, on one hand, take your money and run, sure.
Yeah.
On the other hand,
you could have kept making more.
You could have kept making more, and then because you're making so much money, and half of the iPhone users of the world have your fucking game, some company is going to come in and say, here's a big piece of cheese for this game. And then you get all of those 99 cents, and then you get this big block of cheese as well. then you
And
run.
then, well, wait. Don't forget, a major studio is going to see the game and want to make a movie out of it, like they did with Angry Birds.
Oh, right,
They'd be
right.
like, "Oh, your bird flies? Oh, we want to make a movie out of birds that fly, because apparently there's no movies with birds that fly. We want your movie. Give us the rights. We'll give you, $10 million for the rights for this movie."
We'll create 9 other characters that you had no plans for, and a
Exactly,
backstory
yeah.
that you didn't even have to begin with.
It's like, yeah, what's the story behind this whole Flappy Bird thing? Oh, it's a bird that flies. We'll need a little bit more.
What could we do with that? We'll bring in Michael Bay.
Oh, yeah. Done.
Yep. Kevin Hart will be the voice of the bird.
Oh, oh man, especially when it was out, yeah, he would have been. He totally would've
Jack
been.
Black will do the mocap for the bird.
Oh no, Jack Black will be the plucky best friend,
Right.
of the bird. Yeah.
High Jack Black or sober Jack Black, since we're casting here,
Oh hi, Jack Black. Yeah.
Exactly. Would Kyle Gass show up? Would there be a Kyle Gass bird with a Trainwreck T-shirt?
It'd only be a cameo.
Right.
He did. Yeah.
Just a walkthrough shot or something.
Yeah. Well, no. What'll be is it'll be every aspect of Kyle Gass. Just like the clothing, the bald head, the guitar, and then just there. He says one line, but he has to be there. Because they're gonna. And of course, they're a part of the band called Tenacious B, right? For Bird.
Well. Yeah. That would probably still work. Tenacious. Yeah.
Tenacious B. I mean,
and then the Rock would be like, the Flappy Bird, or Kevin Hart. Or then Kevin Hart would be the other Flappy Bird.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, look.
And he would be like Kevin Hart would be a hummingbird, and then the Rock would be like a fucking the albatross.
Yeah. Well, he has to be the bird that is too fluffy. Like the feathers are too big on his body, so he looks really buffed out, but he isn't. He's the strongest bird of them all. Yeah,
no, we got a movie here.
We do have. Well, where's our millions of dollars, right? We
got
our movie. Let's go make this happen.
We have all the stars. We got the crappy premise. We just need someone to hear it.
Well, speaking of The Rock, he teased the world today by saying, "Oh, I'm making a video game movie." You saw that? It's like, I'm making a movie based on a video game I've been playing forever. I'm excited to show you what it is. No, I hope it's Wordle. I hope it's a movie based off of Wordle.
Right. What has The Rock been playing for his whole life? Street Fighter is totally a possibility there. The Rock would make it an amazing Sagat.
He's gonna be Guile. He's not gonna be Sagat. He's gonna be Guile.
He would be Guile, but he would make an amazing Sagat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What else would I mean? He's about the same age as us, so that could be anything.
The thing is, I don't look at him as a gamer, right?
Oh, sure.
I think when I think gamer, I think Henry Cavill, right? Because Henry Cavill is like the nerdiest of buffed out nerds.
Why was his putting a computer together, like put the sexy ass music and shot sexy and shit? Like that was unnecessary.
Well, he recently started talking about how he's into Warhammer K. So he's been doing interviews where he's like, yeah, my big hobby right now is Warhammer 40K, and
that's the model
I like
building
painting
one.
Little figures.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. He's like, I like painting little figures and painting the landscapes and stuff, and people were making fun of him. And it's like, what? like this is my thing,
right?
You know.
Well, I mean, it still falls under that, D&D, you know,
It is. It's very D&D. Yeah, it's very
what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it just there's
genre.
there's just nerd attached to that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, especially for Warhammer stuff, definitely.
Right, yeah. If you're 3D printing Warhammer things, like, yeah, that's like you won the nerdism that day.
He's just trying to normalize being the super nerd, right? He's trying to make it like a cool thing now because he's the Witcher and he's Superman and he's like I could be a nerd too.
I'm trying to think of what would be a cool way to transition. Microsoft hasn't been viewed as very cool over the last generation of games or so. Systems really. Yeah. Microsoft has never been the place to go to get exclusive games for the most part. It's always been a Sony thing. Halo, yeah, that's all Microsoft has pretty much ever had is Halo. Until last week. When Microsoft went and decided they were going to buy Activision Blizzard out of nowhere. And who cares about the Activision part of it? Activision has been relevant in the gaming industry since like 87.
Except for they make Call of Duty, which is like
I still stand where I stand. They made a Call of Duty about 15 years ago, and they really haven't made one since. They just keep adding polygons and features. And
been milking that franchise,
yeah, and all the other ones that are just like it as well. There's what's the other one that's like Call of Duty? Battlefield. Like those games. I've tried to play some of the Call of Duty storyline single player. It's not very good. Those games are clearly built for multiplayer, and they're like, oh, let's add on this single player thing over here.
Well, people don't get it for the story. They get it so that they can play with other people.
Well, that's good for some people.
I mean, I have a friend of mine. His wife, and myself, the three of us, all we do is play Call of Duty.
I think that's great for the people that really enjoy it. I don't. I didn't like multiplayer. I didn't like multiplayer Halo. You know,
it's a very multiplayer first person shooter type stuff is a very it's not niche because it seems really popular, right? Fortnite and all that stuff. But it is like a niche. It is a thing like you have to be into, and if you're not into it, you're just gonna find it boring as hell. So I get you.
Me and a buddy of mine would go and play Halo from start to finish. The two of us, split screen or whatever, the join screen. I don't even remember how you played that game.
It was split screen, yeah.
Split screen.
One on top of the other.
And we had communication. We knew each other's moves for the most part. We knew, I was, going to cover this way. He was going to cover that way. When we got to like ODST and we were actually able to play with other people, as long as you had a tight-knit group of people, it was kind of fun because you communicated with each other. You were a team. Yeah. But as soon as you get into 50 on 50 and two other people and you're just running around with those two other people while the rest of your red team or your blue team or your yellow, whatever the fuck color, the 47 other people are 47 other individuals that just happen to be the same color as you are off doing stuff. And I don't like that aspect of it. I think there's a ton of potential there to break off into smaller teams and communicate with each other and play tactically like you should be if you're going to be. I don't know. I just don't like the free-for-all thing. If maybe that's why people join clans, so they can play that more tactical or the way I'm kind of describing. I just think if you're gonna play something like that, fucking play it.
All right.
That's just me. You know, like it's not immersive to me to be just running around throwing grenades and shooting shit, and jumping. No.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. It's not for everybody. It really isn't. Like it is.
Right.
It is. You know, you have to really have people you know to play with. Luckily, that's you know what I'm playing with my friends, and him and his wife. It's the three people. We're a team. We're the only team. It's just the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we get that communication, all that stuff that you're talking about, against another 150 people on screen, but they're all teams of three. So that's fun, right? That's fun. It's a team of three versus a bunch of different teams of threes.
Okay,
That's a lot
see,
of fun.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the chaoticness of Halo multiplayer, let's say, or Battlefield for that matter. Like, it's just too much. There's too much going on.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I agree.
You know, and not that a lot of these games have friendly fire. Maybe the Battlefields and the Call of Duty games do, but there's nothing worse than getting taken out by somebody that's on your team that didn't realize that that was their teammate from across the map that they just, randomly threw grenades at.
Call of Duty has a version where you have friendly fire, and it's the funniest thing ever. It's the funniest.
But going back, I earlier today I was watching a YouTube video of a PC game, an old DOS PC, or no, I guess it wasn't DOS based, because it had full motion video, but it was a SWAT game, a police SWAT game.
Oh, okay.
And it was very simulation like in how you play. I mean, for 92 or whenever the hell it came out, it was as tactical as you could be then, but it forced you to play the game really slow, and I like that kind of thing. The sniper games that are out there, I play them incredibly slowly because it doesn't make sense. If you're a sniper, why would you be running through something? No, you're going to find a perch, and you're going to take out as many things as you can from that one perch. So that's how I play. I don't know, that's just how I play those games. Police Quest, yes. Swiss and Bullet. Police Quest, it was... Police Quest SWAT is what it was called. And there's a complete playthrough of it on YouTube, and I watched like 45 minutes of it, and I was like, man, this game is slow, but I remember I had some nostalgia watching it, and I was like, that was fun.
There's games like that still. You just have to find them. They're out there. Oh,
sure. And yeah. I kind of have found that a little bit anyway with all the mods that I've thrown into GTA. That there's just to the point where I was telling you before, I'm speaking to a dispatch person that's just a automated response, AI voice, but
it's cool.
It's cool because it's listening for keywords. So you could say whatever the hell you want, but as long as you say the key words, it will activate the response that you are looking for.
Once AI are going to take over. I'm telling you, AI are taking over.
Well,
soon. Soon.
It starts with a vacuum cleaner. It moves on to a key ring.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It moves on to little chips and tiles that you can stock people with, apparently, because that's all that people are using those things for. And
the Apple things. Yeah.
The Apple tags and the tile tags. Apparently, people are just using those to fucking stock people, which is just creepy as hell.
It's insane, yeah.
Yeah, and then then for some reason you have a Bluetooth nose trimmer with a speaker in it, and you're like, my nose has never needed to hear music while I'm trimming it, but that's cool. I can play Cypress Hill through my nose trimmer.
Helps your nose. It helps clean up, take care of business, all up in there.
So it'll be cool one day when you go to do any kind of voice thing into your computer and your computer responds. That'll be great one day.
I mean, it already does. I mean, that's what an Alexa, right, is, and what an Amazon Echo is, and what all of these home devices are. You tell them the thing to do, and they'll do it for you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time even just speaking to the AI devices that are in our pockets.
I never do.
Like, I see.
Sorry.
I didn't want to say either one of them because I don't want to activate either. I don't want to. Well, it's not going to activate yours because it's on headphones, but I didn't want to say it because it
Right.
activate mine, right? And like sometimes I will use it, but like people use their voice assistants for like grocery lists and shit like that, and I'm like, I I'm not that busy that I can't just do that. Just
Well, when I'm in the
make a
car
list.
and I'm driving and I come up with an idea for like my podcast, I'm thinking, "Oh my god, I
Mm.
need to write that down." So I have my Siri go, "Hey, do write this note down." And it's like, "Your note is written down." And then it'll be something weird because it doesn't recognize what I'm saying. So it's like spaghetti,
Mm.
jumper, happy time hour. And it's like, "Oh, no. That's not what I meant." But fine. You're like,
Right.
"Okay." But
Uh,
yeah, so if like there's some things to it, like I'll tell it to do stuff if I'm like driving or if I'm doing something where I can't use my hands to type. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
I just I'm aware that it's there. I know that I can do it. I just never remember that that is an option. I'm just have to sit there and be like, okay, stoner brain, hang on to that. Hopefully you won't
Yeah,
forget it by the time you get home.
yeah, yeah. Look. I mean, I'm gonna say it.
Say,
I'll just say it. We're old.
hey man, you're only as old as you act. That's what I say.
I didn't. I still haven't.
Like,
I haven't really fully adopted things like TikTok. I haven't fully adopted things like smart house, smart stuff. I don't have too
mm,
many smart appliances. I have one. I have one smart speaker. That's it, and it's to control my light so that I don't have to, I can just, I don't have to bother with it. Just
right.
like, oh, turn it off or dim it or whatever. Yeah. So I just haven't bothered. And there's stuff out there that I know exist. Well, you even did like a freaking Raspberry Pi stuff for a little while, which is like a little advanced for me.
I mean, I didn't do it. I had somebody else
Well,
do it that
yeah,
understood it. But yeah, I bought a Raspberry Pi for the sole intention of emulating thousands of games that I'll never play.
yeah, And then now there's cryptocurrency, right?
NFTs.
NFTs, which
One of the guys I work
I
with,
have
one of the guys I work with, just last night, he's like,
bought an NFT.
he was coming into work and he's like, man, I don't even want to be here right now. I was like, well, none of us want to. It's fucking 5:30 in the morning. And he's like, no, man, like, I made $2,000 last night. I don't want to be here. And I'm just like, yeah, well,
Well,
you're
he sold
here.
one.
Yeah, he sold a couple things, whatever those things were,
Yeah,
and made $2,000.
a non-fungible token. That's what
Something.
NFT stands for.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Non-fungible token. It's literally just like, hey, this digital thing that you can copy over and over and over again. This one person over here, he owns it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
This is the person that owns it. This is the thing that shows that they own it.
mm-hmm.
But you know,
But
it
if
means
you
nothing.
want it, you got to buy it from him.
Well, so when I watched Spider-Man, AMC gave away a bunch of Spider-Man NFTs. I haven't recovered mine yet because it has to go into a wallet or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I don't know. And then I have a coworker who's like, I just got cryptocurrency the other day. I'm going to send you a thing so that we can both get, you know, free crypto. It's the one that Matt Damon advertises on
Matt
TV.
Damon.
He goes, yeah, Matt Damon. Yeah, he advertises for some cryptocurrencies. Like,
Okay.
hey, join crypto.com and get your own cryptocurrency. Nah, 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 nah. You get money and like, okay, fine. I haven't done any of that stuff. I'm just like, I don't have the time, the money, or the patience to learn what any of this. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't have the patience to like learn a whole new system of a digital wallet and like how the money is like. So Swiss and Blitz like NFTs are some sort of Ponzi scheme or money laundering strategy. Well, a lot of people think that. You're not alone, Swiss and
Yeah.
Bullets. A lot of people think NFTs is a scam. Also, people believe that NFTs are they're like, it's not worth it because it's really just taking up a lot of energy and killing our environment and all this stuff. So you're not alone in that on being a suspect of NFTs. I follow one guy, the creator of Earthworm Jim. He does NFTs and he sells them all the time, and I'm like, good for him.
Hey, maybe instead of making NFTs, maybe you should get around to making another Earthworm game.
Apparently, he doesn't own the rights anymore. He sold it to Activision.
Oh.
Activision.
Hey, look, full circle.
Yeah, and Activision, I think, is making a movie off of Earthworm Jim. So, but yeah, another Earthworm Jim game would be amazing. Activision, give us our Earthworm Jim game.
Right.
But yeah, NFTs are really. I mean, I guess if you know how to make art, good for you. I mean, if I could sell my Spider-Man NFT for money, I'd do it. Like, if I knew I could actually make real money off of it,
I'm sure you could. I'm sure once you get that thing, into the digital wallet and you look at it and see what its going rate is, I'm sure somebody would want whatever you have. Only because, one, it's an NFT. Two, it's an exclusive thing that you got.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, that'd be cool.
So something maybe I would say look into it, only because you spent $22.50 for a fucking movie ticket, or whatever the fuck
you bought a ticket.
Yeah,
and it was it was kind of a giveaway. They're like, not everyone gets an NFT. Like the first 100 people who buy tickets get this NFT, and apparently I was one of them. So I'm like, cool. I better get it because apparently it expires at some point.
Yeah, you should probably jump on that.
I now have the motivation to get this stupid NFT.
Yeah. Like I said, homeboy made a shit ton of money, and so I'm like, well, I mean, that's cool. I'm kind of like with you, Francis. I'm like, if somebody gifted me something, sure, I would put my name on it or whatever the hell to claim it and turn around.
Yeah,
and
I'd like.
Hang on to it and tease it to people. And be like, look what I got, motherfuckers. You want this, don't you? Ha. If you want it, I want $150,000.
Oh my God! Don't. Oh man, if I could, I mean, nobody. I don't know who would pay that, but I'd love it if somebody would.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Somebody?
No longer a Ponzi scheme. Let's just give it.
I'm all for it. I'm all for having something that somebody wants to pay me a lot of money for. Something that I have been looking into, and that's about as far as it has gone, is just kind of looking into, and it's piqued my interest. It involves spending money. I kind of want to get a fucking scooter, Francis.
Now,
like for just commuting.
How far is it?
Well, assuming that I'm going to continue working at the place I'm at, about 15, 20 minute, little jaunt.
How much easier would it be on a scooter?
As far as gas goes, it would be a hell of a lot easier on a little scoot of some kind.
I feel like you were thinking about getting like a motorcycle or something, weren't you?
At some point in my life, I have always wanted a motorcycle, because they're just for the like they said, the commute part of it. If all you're doing it for the most part in your life is just going back and forth to work, why the hell not?
Exactly.
I'm not the type of person that runs out there and I gotta show off and this and that. I'm a safe driver.
Okay.
But it just it'd just be kind of nice. It'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But inherently, obviously, being on a scoot or a small motorcycle, either way, inherently more dangerous than a car. Sure.
Well, is it if a scooter specifically, motorcycle? Yes. Scooter, you're freaking on the slow lane the entire time. The thing maxes out at like 35 miles an hour.
Yeah. Depending on what you're looking at, you could be topping out at 50, 60.
Oh, can you really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not. I don't take freeway. highway, whatever the hell they're called. I don't take either one of them. I don't take a parkway. I don't take a, I take a boulevard. I take one. I take one road all the way to work.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I leave my neighborhood, I'm on the road I work on. I just have to drive. What are you doing over there?
I spilled a drink.
So no.
Don't mind. I'm listening to you perfectly fine.
Right. I knew something happened. So yeah, it's just be something just cost effective wise would be kind of cool.
So
something I've like what?
What is stopping you? You seem you've talked because you talked about the motorcycle once before. It's about a scooter. What's stopping you? No motorcycle. You're just like no motorcycle.
Right.
No.
Well, mostly it all comes down to finances, right? I don't make enough, and my credit, despite not knowing anything about credit when they gave me credit cards to begin with, I'm sure my credit is fucked. I know my credit is fucked up, so it's about getting to some sort of a financial stable spot where then you can fix the credit part. So you can do whatever. Fucking get a townhouse, get a house, fucking get a car loan, whatever. I understand that. But that's mostly what has always been the big hurdle, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
because that's not that the any kind of a two-wheeled thing is something I can never go to my parentals with and be like, help me co-sign on something, right?
I think scooter you could. I'm telling you,
maybe
it's not that bad.
We'll have to see. But it's something that if I went in, if it was something that I was going to do, that would be probably something I'd just do on my own.
Yeah. Well, let's say you got this scooter, and you finally have your scooter. Does that are you just using it for work, or will you actually go around town? Will you actually use that? Would you actually replace your car altogether?
No
scooter.
No, hell no.
No. Oh, okay.
No, because like I said, it would be great to just commute back and forth, and then when you need to do something, you take a car.
But you live in a place where it snows.
Yeah, usually it snows.
Yeah.
We got some snow today that came out of nowhere, but this is the second snowstorm we've gotten for this snow season. And yeah, we usually have had a lot more before that. But you have to also remember that I don't know if it's Colorado or if it's Denver, but 300 plus days of sunshine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we have. You can expect snow here between November and April, and then sometimes further than that. But the rest,
not so much on the snow.
But the rest of the time, you typically will see bikes and scooters. If it's nice out, they'll be out.
So do you guys have bikes? So people there, oh, wow. So, Ginger says 3 inches. It's not just some.
Well, I mean, it was more in other places, but I mean, like, at the same time, by the afternoon, when I left work, the sun was breaking through and everything was melting, and the roads were fine.
Oh. So snow in comparison to other parts of Colorado, not whatevs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously, just 2 days ago, I saw guys on bikes.
No.
And during the day, it's nice. It's in the 50s, 60 degrees.
Do you need a license to get? Do you need like a special license like you do for a motorcycle to ride a scooter?
If the scooter goes below a certain mile an hour, I don't believe you need a endorsement. But over a certain cc, cubic inch for the engine or speed, it's one of the two or both. If it reaches a certain cc or speed, I think you need a motorcycle endorsement at that point. But I
And
don't know.
one day, I think you just got to pull the trigger at some point.
I mean,
get a used dirt bike or something. If those, because I know dirt bikes here are street legal. You know.
Yeah, there's some things that I think that have to happen for a dirt bike to be legal.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm not really sure. We're definitely not having a normal winter here. That is for damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, sure. California has this normal winter because it's not raining, it's dry, and it's just mildly cold. Like, it's just kind of chilly.
It's just it's slight inconvenience.
More or less. Like, I need to wear an extra layer. Like, I have my space heater on right now. You know, like, that's how. I mean, that's not a very good definition of cold here.
No.
Like, we don't even hit. I think it's like a high of 70 and a low of 40. But anyway, beside the point. But here, you know, because here I feel like in Colorado it'd be safer because you lament with the fact that in California we can drive between lanes here on a motorcycle.
I think it's rad.
Well, yeah, you think it's right, but I mean, like, that's something that you're like, oh, I didn't know that's something you could do here. And it's like,
it's something I was aware of. And the more I looked into it, there's no official law about it. It's just something that like California allows to do. And in some cities, they encourage it to get all the bikers out of traffic.
Yeah.
You put them all at the front, get them out of the fucking way.
Yeah, that's why they're allowed in the carpool lane. It's like, just get out of here.
Mm-hmm. And I think it makes total sense. I don't know why they don't do lane splitting here. It's definitely not a thing that is allowed. You see people doing it on occasion, and I fear for those people because it's not a common thing here. So people aren't necessarily looking for that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I fear for those people. Those are usually the same people I see wearing no equipment. And
you have to wear a helmet here. Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Darting between cars. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's a lot of idiots out there that ride bikes. There's a lot of idiots that drive cars. A lot of idiots that drive semi-trucks. So...
Well, it is dangerous. Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm not a fan of motorcycles. Scooters, I am though. I've always wanted to drive a scooter or a little Vespa. Even I don't care, like just a little scooter, because it's like super popular in Europe to drive a scooter. It's super popular in Japan to ride a scooter, right? So there's a lot of places in the world where like, yeah, why wouldn't you? Like that's the best way to get around because A, it doesn't go as fast as a motorcycle, and B, you're sitting upright. You're not straddling it or anything. So it's easier to navigate. You don't have any shifting to do. It's an automatic, right? You don't have to shift gears really. You just pull on that accelerator and off you go. Right? Right on that throttle, and it's like, you know, and it's easy to have as like a second passenger because again you're all seated, right?
Right.
So
yeah, but you know, it's
passenger doesn't have too much.
It's something I've thought of. You know, like. Yeah, like I said,
they're cute. You're right, Ginger, and they're cute.
They are. And there's some that aren't so Vespa looking that are more, you know, motor bike looking.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Just because I like a more aggressive looking sort of thing, but it's just something that you know I think it would be fun. I think it'd be cool.
I'm going to look at them now. I just want to see what they got because now I'm curious. They're not called scooters though. What are they called? Because the scooter, they keep giving me the one you
the push scooter, yeah.
The Razor scooter, yeah.
Right, like I would look up Vespa.
Okay, I guess so, yeah.
Vespa scooter or something like that, and I'm sure they would bring up not only Vespa, but it would bring up other brands as well.
Look at this. Forbes has an article, 5 scooters you should drive, but this is in 2020. They're not that bad. No. I see the one that looks like more like a motorcycle scooter. It's the Piaggio Beverly at $7,000. Then there's the Prespa, then the classic Vespa, the Prespa. It's like a pasta for $4,000.
That's crazy. I was looking at something the other day. It was like brand new 2022 at 3,000.
Well, here's one: the Honda PCX 150, 3,000 or 3,600. But the one I want you to get is the IntelliJet Dragster. It is the coolest looking thing I've seen. It looks like a motorcycle, but it has that front part of a scooter.
Okay,
and it has
yeah.
the front part where you put your feet and everything. But the design is very like a little crotch rocket.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's I don't know. It's something. Things cross my mind all the time. I think about them. I do research into them. You know, I go down little rabbit holes and try and find every video I can on that particular thing.
Oh,
and
same.
and it's like, yeah, that lives in my brain for a few weeks, and then I'm just like, all right, next thing I'm gonna obsess about. I'll get back to that at some point.
So if you ever want to know what they're called commuter scooters. So the commuter scooter. Oh, the Honda Ruckus. Oh my God, that looks amazing. That one's under that's $2,600. Oh my
See,
God,
like,
it looks great.
And I was like, there's the Honda Grom, GROM. Yeah.
Look up the Grom.
And it's like that I believe falls under the motorcycle category, but it's like a 125, so it's like barely a motorcycle.
Yeah, this one's only
You live in LA, Francis. When you see a pack of fucking bikers and they're on those little mini bikes, have you seen this before?
Yeah, the mini bikes. Yeah.
That's basically
small motorcycles.
Yeah, those that's what a Grom is.
Yeah.
Most of those guys are on Groms, but they're just little. They're barely a motorcycle. Like they're
like toys almost. They're almost toys.
The Grom has 9 horsepower.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. So they go like maybe 50 miles an hour. Like I said, the size of a scooter, but I think I think they are technically classified as a motorcycle.
Yeah, because as for whether you can ride a scooter in the bike lane, I think you can. I think you're allowed to ride it because of the speed of the scooters.
Because of the speed,
because they're not. Yeah, motorcycles you can't, but yeah, scooters I believe you can because they're not. But because bicycles can go up to 30, 40 miles an hour.
Depending on what you had for breakfast that day, yeah.
Enough, yeah. So,
I don't know. But as far as like just lane splitting, kind of going back to that, I think it's something that more states should adopt.
I mean, yeah. But again, a lot of states don't have helmet laws like we do. Like
that is true.
Have a helmet on.
That's true. And Colorado has a helmet law. I'm pretty sure it does. But yeah, it is always made sense to me. Get all the bikers out of traffic. Get them at the front. Get them out of the way.
Yeah.
They're smaller. They're faster. Let them catch up to the next group of traffic and get them to the front. So eventually you just have a huge pack of motorcyclists at the front of traffic. That'd be awesome if it actually worked out that way.
I mean,
like you just get to a freeway exit and it's just 50 to 75 bikes just waiting to turn.
I've seen something similar. I've never seen that many bikes at once, but we don't have those types of not in LA at least. We don't have the big biker. Well, I guess we do kind of.
You do. I've seen plenty of video of meetups of all kinds of different bikes.
We do bikes. We do car meetups. We're very auto, anything with an engine culture here in California.
During the height of the Fast and Furious movies and the import car scene in Colorado, in Colorado here. Anyway, we have a Chinese man is a fucking chain now.
Oh, okay.
So we have a Chinese man theater here, and that parking lot of that theater was the spot to go to check out every import car, every mini truck, every hydraulics hoopty. If it was in the Denver area, it was at this theater parking lot on Sunday nights.
Okay.
And it was great. I used to take my little brother there, Swiss and Bullets, actually. I used to take him there, and he was like, I don't know, 10, 12 years old, and he'd walk around with a camera and ask people, like, hey, can I take a picture of your car?
Oh, nice.
You know, and like people would turn their neons on them for him, or, you know, if their car did something cool, they would, you know, hit the button to do the cool things so he could check it out. You know, it was cool. You know, I thought I had a cool car. I didn't, but, you know, I thought I had a cool car.
Unless your car can bounce, or you have the wing doors, you know.
Right. Something I actually did look. I had a Celica, and the Lambo doors, like the front hinge swinging door, like I don't know what they call it, a helix hinge, I think is what it's called. Actually looked into those for my Celica. And I was like, it would be so cool to just pop the door just a little bit, and then it rotates up 90 degrees.
Oh, that would be fun, yeah.
I would have thought that was the coolest thing in the world, but also incredibly expensive.
I thought we were done with those types of doors, and then Tesla, one of the Teslas does that, and I'm like,
it's the Tesla van. It has Lambo doors.
It has it goes up. Yeah, it goes up and down. Like, it's weird. And I'm like, I thought we were done with that. I didn't think we did that anymore. Why are we still doing that?
I mean, you're definitely not shutting the door by yourself with those on that Tesla.
Well,
I think that's a automated shutting mechanism.
It is. Yeah, it's probably. Yeah. Well, most of Tesla. I mean, the door handles go into the car. Like, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything about it's automated. It's ridiculous.
It is. Something I did find ridiculous. A lot of people found ridiculous last week, Francis. It was in the wrestling, so inherently, it is ridiculous. I understand.
Oh, wrestling.
But yes, we're gonna close it out with a little wrestling story, so you could stop paying attention now, Francis.
No, I have to pay attention. I'm the only other guest.
Yeah, it's true. So there's a wrestler in the AEW. His name is John Moxley. That's what he wrestles under anyway. And for realsy, he had an alcohol problem.
Oh, God.
And for realsy, he went to rehab.
Oh, God.
So he was off TV for about 3 months. Mm-hmm. And then he comes back to have his hero speech, I'm back sort of thing. And it was very odd, Francis. Everybody was cheering. He grabbed the microphone, and everybody held on to their breath to hear what he was going to say. The entire stadium that they were in, or arena that they were in, stopped talking, went silent. It was like a Japanese wrestling audience where they're just super quiet.
Okay.
He's getting ready to say his first word, and you hear some asshole in the crowd.
Of course, yeah.
Boo. Get this drunken asshole out of the ring.
But I thought he was sober.
He's sober now. But that's why he went to rehab, is for alcohol. And this guy thought he can take over the show. He had an opportunity, and the universe worked it out. So the entire the TV audience, the audience there, everybody heard this guy. What are the chances of that happening? How many times you've been at like a hockey game or a basketball game, and you're talking shit, you're talking mad shit to the goalie of the opposing hockey team, and then all of a sudden the entire audience stops talking, and it's just you going, "Hey, fuck you, asshole."
Well, look, the guy knew that this wrestler had, he was. I mean, look, the wrestler guy. What was his name again?
John Moxley.
John Moxley. So John Moxley. So John has like the audience captivated. 'Cause he's like, I'm back. I have a thing to say. And this idiot like knows this guy's good. He knows an opportunity when he sees it. He's like, done. I now know I can say something because that's the only time you're ever getting an audience that quiet. Any other time, there's no reason why an audience would be quiet for anything ever. Usually, unless it's like a big. Even for speeches, usually people are still screaming and yelling and applauding during speeches for anyone else. But this guy obviously had like this is his, like you said, this is his like I'm back speech. So people want to hear that, and the dude took it. Look, when you find an opportunity, you got to take it, and that guy took it. But what happened to him? Did they boo the guy, or what happened to the dude?
There was some booing that happened, but Moxley immediately he wanted to say something else to him because he started to say something, and he just went, "Hey," he said something like, "Fuck you, get that fucking guy out of here." And this was on live TBS. So, like, Ted Turner probably had it.
I think I heard about this. I remember I saw something like this, that it was making the rounds on Twitter or something.
I may have retweeted it as well.
I think I think that's what you may have retweeted.
So, yeah, he told the guy, he was like, "Hey, fuck you, get the fuck out of here." And to security, he was like, "Get this fucking guy out of here." And then he went and did his speech.
So whatever he had to. As per Ginger's assumption.
I mean, it is wrestling, so it's very, anything is possible within the 2 to 3 hours that wrestling is on, depending on who you're watching, right? Anything is possible. It's just like a circus or a magic show.
But what do you think?
I don't think it was a setup at all.
Okay.
I think it was an asshole in the crowd trying to take over the show. And it blows my mind that somebody would pay in upwards to $60 to $80 plus parking to go see something, and then get thrown out before the show actually officially starts.
Here's the thing: is that people are willing to pay stuff now to ruin moments and stuff. Like they're there. Trolling has become so cheap now.
Sure,
because it's just like, I will get my 15 whole seconds of fame by saying something stupid at an event. Now, I think this only bolstered Moxley's kind of like. I think that may have it might have really kind of bolstered whatever he was about to say anyway, because it's like, oh, here's this guy who's just trying to ruin my thing now. Oh, now I can say my thing with more, maybe more gravitas or something.
Moms were throwing babies into the ring. He had mega, mega super baby face going on.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So yeah, it was cool to see. I am all for hecklers being shut down.
Sure.
And being shut down with quick wit, and whatever comes out of that performer's mouth to shut that heckler down is whatever. Whatever comes out of that person's mouth is. I'm not saying whatever actions are said in that response are deserved to happen to that person, right. But the person deserves to be called out.
Oh yeah,
right.
For sure. Yeah.
There's the details are getting fuzzy as time goes on, but there was an incident with Daniel Tosh at a comedy store one night where he didn't go there to perform. He went there to watch, and other comedians egged him on to go on stage. He was doing crowd work, making fun of the crowd and whatnot.
Yeah.
And when I don't remember all the details, but I believe he went on like a 10-minute rant about how rape is bad and horrible and everything else. And somebody in the crowd got offended and was leaving, and instead of just leaving, said something. And Daniel Tosh, in his moment of performance, said something in retaliation that was not.
I know this.
What was said definitely wasn't should not have been said, but what was said was in response to being interrupted.
So I remember this because I'm listening to really old, decade-old radio morning show, like audio
Hmm.
that has been, just because it was one of my favorite radio shows growing up in the morning, and it was a morning show, and I was listening to it, and it happened in like 2012, and I had just heard this. They were just talking about it like a couple months ago, for me, right?
Hmm.
And it was Daniel Tosh was talking about, I believe it was his sister, and like again, how rape, yes, how to defend against rape or something like that, and how, whatever. And so yeah, the heckler says something, and he says something to the effect of, "Wouldn't it be funny if she got raped on the way out?"
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
something like, yeah, because you know how prevalent that is at comedy clubs. It was
right.
something smart ass was on the end of it. I remember that
Yeah,
much.
yeah. So, but it was technically in relation to the jokes that he was saying, right?
Hmm.
Like it was connected, but it was, yeah, he got a lot of blowback for that.
Yeah, he almost lost his show.
Which is funny because he said some. I mean, especially since again I haven't seen it, and this is 10 years old, but they were talking about how just filthy and how bad his show was anyway, like how much he was pushing that envelope anyway on Tosh.0.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's funny that um he almost lost a show where he was already kind of pushing that envelope anyway and pushing that that barrier. So
Yeah, yeah. And Ginger was saying that something similar happened to a heckler, uh, context wise. A heckler happened at a George Carlin concert that she had gone to.
yeah.
Um, I had seen Carlin as well before he died, and somebody attempted to heckle him, but he didn't. George didn't hear him,
Well,
or chose
he
not
yeah
to, or chose not to respond.
yeah. Like I've seen. I don't. You look. I don't know what the heck. Oh, I know what the heckler expects. Right? Oftentimes hecklers are drunk anyway.
That's
Right.
true. That's
So
true.
there's a little bit of like liquid courage, and just you know, some of them are usually full of themselves anyway when they because they want to have that little bit of attention.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, and so I can appreciate. I can appreciate a heckler, I guess, in that respect because I understand kind of all the things that kind of go into becoming a heckler. But oh my god, yeah, I mean, like the dude Moxley, I guess, right? He did it well. Like he handled it well. He
Oh
handled the
yeah,
heckler pretty well. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, and for me anyway, that was the guy's name. I believe is John, whatever his
I'm just
real
going with his
name
last name.
is.
Moxley's an easy name to remember.
Yeah,
I know
but
John's an easy name to remember, but
right,
everyone's
but
know John.
whoever fucking Moxley actually is, right?
Yeah,
There was a break of kayfabe, and we got the real Moxley while he said that, and then he went right back into wrestling character, which is basically, I'm sure, just an
yeah,
exaggeration of who he actually is. But
right.
it was cool to see somebody that hasn't happened in a really long time in wrestling, where I mean, people heckle all the time, and there's response, but it's never dead quiet like that.
No, apparently it was because Carlin's down on the stage
Oh
and
wow,
waited for security.
wow, that's
So
well, after the third time getting interrupted, yeah,
yeah,
I can imagine that. The
yeah,
guy that tried to heckle him at the show that I went to, it was one measly poor attempt at interrupting him, and the beauty of all the concert halls is that the sound goes that way towards the audience. So when and that was one of his jokes actually, he would say, when you guys are screaming at me, all I hear is wah, 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 wah. Because the sound's not designed to come this way.
which is tough because you want to be able to respond to laughter and things. But
Yeah, well, laughter, but someone talking, you're gonna get lost in that shit.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah. Go on.
yeah, so I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about, actually, Francis.
Well, I mean, we're near.
You watched Peacemaker, did you not?
Oh, yeah, speaking of wrestling, yeah. So yes, look, Savannah. Look, this is the only time I'll say it because she's not here. But Savannah's right. It's a funny show. No, I
I
would have told her to her face. It's interesting. It's funny. It's weird funny. Like it's definitely old James Gunn. When he did all the trauma stuff, type of funny. Like it's very. It's not very. It's not as deliberate type of funny. It's more of like, here's this person who thinks he knows everything, but he doesn't, and he's in this environment where everyone else is better than him. But
Sure.
And it's just that kind of funny, right? There's 4 episodes now. I haven't caught up. They're all hour long. I don't, I'm probably gonna slowly catch up. But I think it's worthwhile to watch if you haven't seen it.
I was making dinner the other night and the roommates were watching it, so I was listening to the dialogue, and it's nice to hear John Cena, do something than be WWE John Cena.
Well, yeah, he curses a lot, and that's true.
Yeah. Apparently, you see his ass a lot.
Only in the first 10 minutes you see it, and then never again. Really.
Gotcha.
Well, you see him in underwear at the end of the episode, which isn't the same. But you see the outline of his package, which is interesting. They're like, we're not going to cover this.
Fucking sold, Francis.
It's like, it's HBO. Go ahead and look at it. It's fine.
Right.
You saw her boobs. You saw the woman's boobs. You can now see this guy's penis.
Yeah.
Like, okay, whatever.
But yeah, maybe I'll have to check it out. I still have to get caught up on Mandalorian. I've still only kind of seen the first episode.
You mean Boba Fett?
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I've still only seen the first episode, so I think I'm just gonna let it run its course and then jump into it.
Yeah.
There's only 6 episodes. I can't imagine I think tomorrow is the last episode anyway.
Second to last is next.
Okay. So maybe I'll start watching it. I don't know. I'm interested in it. I just, got other shit going on in life.
Yeah. Dude, it's there. That's the beauty of streaming. It's there.
Right.
It's there for whenever you want to watch it. I know there's spoilers the day that this episode comes out. And,
well, we talked about that last week about how somehow I still have not been spoiled on Spider-Man, despite there's nothing to spoil in that movie. I get it, but like there is, but there isn't. Like everybody knows about the big thing.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I've stayed away from everything. Everybody's been really cool and not spoiled things for me. But this fucking TV show, 20 minutes after it's out, there's fucking screen caps from everybody. And they're like, check this out. Oh, fucking Machete was in this episode.
There you go. Yeah. Look, here's the thing, though. They're now just posting a bunch of Spider-Man spoilers, so just be aware.
They're out there. I've seen a couple things. I'm like, well, I missed my opportunity. Now it's in all the small screens, and I'll just wait till it's on TV.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not gonna spend fucking $12.50 to go to a small fucking theater room.
No. I saw it on IMAX, and I'm like, yep, that was the format to watch this movie in. It's IMAX, totally. But like no big movies for like a couple, not until March. So
well, we have Valentine's to look forward to now, Francis.
Well, I look forward to the episode we do next week, because I'm sure we'll be talking about Valentine's Day next week at least.
We'll be getting close to it, won't we?
Wait 2 weeks to talk about Valentine's Day, but
I'm looking at the calendar here. Yeah, we're getting pretty close. Time to start saving those monies so you can take your person out and do things with. Maybe get a chocolate rose or something, or a bouquet of flowers, or.
I mean, I can't, but everyone else can. Yeah.
Why can't you?
Because she's in another country.
Oh, well, you can just take all of that with you to the country she lives in.
If I had the time and the money, I'd totally do it.
Sure.
Yeah. Much like you, who can't get a Vespa, I really don't have, unfortunately, the time or the money to travel as much as I'd like to.
Like I'm trying to think of things like, oh, what can I do? And I'm like, hot springs would be fun as hell. I don't know if I can afford that, but the thought would be fun as hell.
Yeah, that's the important thing, I guess.
Yeah, the thought.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Haha, do you see what I did there? Thank you for joining us, everybody. As always, we're here every week on a Tuesday around 7:30ish Mountain Time. Oh, yeah, well, I'll talk about that later. So until then, Francis, Savannah will be back here next week from her PTO.
With stories of Florida.
Stories of Florida, of how strange and odd and interesting it is or isn't.
All the crocodiles you ran into.
Yeah, well, they were on. I know there was an Uber experience today, so maybe there's some sights that were seen, but we'll find out all next week, and so will you. Francis, as always, thank you for joining me through this audio and now video adventure. My podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. Where can people find you on the internets?
Just go AKA the other guy. Go check it out. I post stuff on there. And my Instagram, where you can see me sitting on a throne of lies.
Which throne? Do you take pictures of yourself taking a shit?
The Boba Fett throne.
I
the
know.
Boba Fett throne.
I know, but you left it pretty open-ended there.
Yeah.
You can find Savannah on the Twitters at Master of Raptors. You can find me at 303_ninja, 303ninja on the Instagram. Call us, text or voicemail, 314-764-7631. You can call into the show. You can talk with us. It might be fun. Email us at thepoipodcast@gmail.com, where you can leave us messages and we'll read them on air. It'll be fun too. The website is there too for a little while longer. That might be changing.
Oh, really? Oh, fun.
Well, I'm not paying for it. Somebody else is paying for it.
Oh.
And somebody else may not want to pay for it any longer.
Probably good reason.
Yeah. And really, do you need a website anymore for a podcast? You just need a fucking place to host your podcast.
Yeah. The thing is, my website is where I host it, so.
Well,
you have Acast. I don't have Acast, right? you have another means of hosting. I host on my website, so I need it.
But I think that's gonna do it for us this week, Francis. I was kind of hoping the music was gonna play again, but it's just playing once, and then I have to hit the button again. So that's everything. I think that's it. Let's go. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.